Alright, it's a big welcome to the Tuesday edition of Total Sport on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. This is your daily sports tonic on radio here on the first and only business radio station in Nigeria. Of course, you know, this is your station of choice. Welcome to the sport headquarters in southwest Nigeria. And like I do say, this is the sports factory where we convert sporting raw materials into finished article for your own utility in order to satisfy your sporting wants, needs, or desire. Don't forget, on a Tuesday like this, the first segment of the show is dedicated to sportpreneurship. We're talking about sport or business, which is big business here on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM, where we mean business. And for the second half of the show, my guys will join me to dissect the different juicy sporting stories that I have in front of me from games that went down yesterday in the Italian Serie A, the Spanish La Liga Santander. Not forgetting the big one is the big clash between two great rivals, Liverpool and Manchester United. This will be our focus for the second half of the show. My name is Isaiah Kinremi. Welcome on board. So let me bring in Dr. Jubel Adaji, who is making a big return on the show this Tuesday afternoon. Dr. Jubel, good to have you. And the topic before us this afternoon, is how we can strategize and how we can optimize our sports business through some strategies in which we can optimize our sports business with. Dr. Jubel, good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Sports Prophet, for having me. Thank you, listener, for being there. Sports business operations can actually be improved. For small businesses, you know that most of our sportspreneurs belong to that category.
Yeah, small scale, right?
Yes, they are. So at that level, you know, honing effectiveness and efficiency is critical to their business. At that level, you need all available resources to hit the next growth. Okay, and be able to manage, you know, competition that is out there with the bigger businesses, because they are doing the same thing you're doing.
Yeah.
Probably
it is a competitive market.
Probably they were even there before you, so you know that it's a stiff competition. Rather than working piecemeal and fixing sporadic problems that you have in your sports business, you are better off going, you know, by you know, adopting a strategy that can actually, you know, systemically address the problems, you know, that you have. Just like when you get to some shops, they will tell you one-stop shop. Yeah, that you get everything there. So by the time you adopt one strategy, it can actually ease what your business operations are. So on today's edition of Sportspreneurship, I want to discuss, among other things, these different strategies that the sportspreneurs can actually optimize with, you know, to bring efficiency into their sports business operations.
And profitability also.
That is the bottom line.
Money is important.
That is the bottom line.
So let's write together the topic before us this afternoon on sportspreneurship is the strategies we can optimize for our sports business with for efficiency and of course profitability, which is the bottom line. Well, Doctor, in your introduction you spoke about, you know, some of these strategies that we need to adopt that will work, you know, systematically.
That's right.
What are these strategies?
Thank you very much, Prophet. You know, there are 5 different strategies that I can actually suggest to the sportspreneurs at this this regard.
Okay.
Number 1, going lean. And what do we call lean? Lean is an operational philosophy where emphasis or focus is on continually improving the activities, or let me say business processes. Okay, that would lead to the delivery of the kind of product or service that your customers would value.
All right.
So, in this regard, I will suggest this strategy as number 1 to our sportspreneurs. And why am I doing that? I'm doing that so that they can enact those practices that can actually add value to what they do, and drop those ones or avoid those ones that don't add value.
Okay.
It's critical.
You bring in those that add value and drop those, of course,
that are drawing you back. Number two, focusing on quality. Remember, we've talked about quality on this program. When you are offering what, in fact, talking about value, for a customer to accept that yes, there is a value in what you are offering him or her, it means that thing is of quality. So,
of course.
Number two strategy, focus on quality. Ensure that what you offer is of high quality. And we have different quality management tools that can, maybe another time we can discuss all that. Okay. Number three, improving forecasting. Remember, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I did say that any sportspreneur that thinks that demand surpassing or exceeding his supply capacity,
yeah, I remember.
It's a disservice to him, because the customer will see it as a loss of credibility.
Exactly.
So
he spoke about having an equilibrium.
Exactly. So you have to, sell what you can produce. So in this regard, your forecasts must be accurate. That's why I'm saying, as the third one, that you improve on your forecasting. Okay. Number four, introducing customer-centric thinking. Remember, on this program, we equally discussed customer experience.
That's right.
You have to ensure that all focus is on delivering the best of value to your customers. So when you do that, the customer becomes the focal point. All attention, everything. You are not focusing on selling and gaining. You are focusing on selling solution to the problems that are out there, that you think you're
finding solutions to problems of customers.
And that is the only way that the customer can be satisfied. And lastly, in that regard, you try re-engineering your business processes. Okay, when you re-engineer your business processes, the hitherto wastages that you have had, okay, it will pinpoint them. You begin to see the areas of leakages where wastages are.
Some loopholes.
Exactly. So you have to now come up, you rejig your system, and you begin to come up with better and more effective ways of doing your business.
So some important strategies, you've just highlighted and explained, I must say, to help us in optimizing our sport business. But I also spoke about the profitability aspect of it and how we can improve. You spoke about re-engineering, maybe reinventing your sport business, as things unfold.
Business process re-engineering. You re-engineer, you rejig your processes.
Okay, let me take you back to your introduction. Once again, Dr. Jubel, when you refer to sport business operations, can be improved. Please, can you expatiate more on these?
Come again.
About business operations can be improved.
Okay, yes. I did say that sports business operations can actually be improved upon. Now, yes. Now, the sportspreneur, let me suggest some of these points to them. Number one, you can improve upon your operations by actually measuring your performance. That is number one. You don't deceive yourself. You put metrics on ground.
Okay.
Through which you know whether you are doing well or you are not doing well, and this must be specific and actionable. Okay. It starts with goal setting. When you set the right kind of goal, then you now begin to work towards the achievement you set objectives that that have clear targets
from the onset.
From the outset. So
objective must be set. Very
objectives
important.
That have clear targets.
Okay.
You set for yourself. You don't deceive yourself. Then you begin to measure your performance as you move on. With that, you are, of course, improving your sports business operations. Number two, keep up with the latest trends. Things that go on, because all these are sportspreneurs. They are, of course, they are operating within industries. There are some that are into retail. There are some that are into manufacturing. There are some that are into technology, those that are selling apps.
That's
okay?
right. We have sports apps
You understand?
all over.
So, whichever that you are into, you must keep up with the latest trends within your own industry.
And possibly check on your competitors
Of
to
course.
see what they are doing.
Of course, that is it. Now, the third point I'll give is that you streamline your processes to actually increase productivity. You must evolve with changes. As things are changing, you have to evolve, with changes that take place within your own industry.
A good example was during the COVID era.
During the COVID
Exactly.
era. Exactly. So, if not that some people had planned ahead, there would have been a crash.
Exactly.
Total crash for most businesses. Okay, aside from not just talking about sportspreneurs, we are talking general. All entrepreneurs would have had, serious problem. So I would say that as a sportspreneur, you have to be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for new tools, new software, new equipment that can improve and ease your sports business operations.
All right, let's move ahead. Dr. Jubel Adaji, in case you are just joining us, is a sports entrepreneurship segment on Total Sports on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. And Doctor, I'm looking at some efficient ways we can introduce into our sport business, for the benefit of those who are listening to us right now and prospective, sports preneurs, looking at some efficient ways that we can, introduce into our business operations on a company-wide scale. What is the most efficient way to introduce new business operations on a wide scale, a company-wide scale?
Thank you. Now, on one of our editions of Sportspreneurship here, I did talk about, I think I taught our people on sports business operations. I think we did something on that. And I did refer to sports business operation in sportspreneurship, as strategies accessed by the sportspreneur or the sports business owner, okay, to gain an understanding of all the working parts of their sports business, okay. Now, coming down to your point, these operations that I talked about now, okay, they vary across the industries or areas of your sportspreneurship that I mentioned now. Some are in retail, some are in manufacturing, technology and what have you, okay. So, because of this variance that they are not together, now the operations it will be in line with what obtains in your own industry.
Okay.
Or in your own area of sportspreneurship. Okay. So, as a sportspreneur, mastering the operations of your specific area or your specific industry, is of essence. Okay. Whatever your area may be, whether it's retail, like I said before, service you are providing, manufacturing,
in any capacity.
Okay. It can actually help you to achieve success. Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's move ahead. For those who are just joining us, the topic before us is our strategies we can optimize our sports business with Dr. Jubel. I've been able to give us some strategies, I think 5 of them, in which we can use, talking about strategies we can use to optimize our sports business with. And of course, he has also explained to us how the said sport business operations can be improved, giving us some explanation down there and some efficient ways we can introduce new business operations on a company-wide scale. But Dr. Juba, I think last week we spoke about business plan. Was it last week? About business plan?
We have always mentioned it.
Exactly.
It's so important that most times, we see ourselves talking about it.
And I told you most people are just afraid when you hear the word business plan as if it's ambiguous and it's very, very expensive. But I think we still need to talk about it right now. If we are discussing about strategies, profitability, efficiency.
Yeah.
Is there anything like business operations plan?
Of course, there is. And it's a part of the business plan you're talking about.
Okay.
A business plan has operations section. Okay. And in this operations section, that is where, the sportspreneur will come out in detail to specify things like the objectives of his business, the goals, it comes out, the procedures he intends, to adopt, to go through before, in his business. Then the timeline, all be spelled out in this operation. It's not just in your operations plan. It's not just, coming out with your objectives. The timeline will be there. When will this be achieved? When will that deadlines are given?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, an operations plan is helpful, okay, to investors, would-be investors,
Okay.
and is equally helpful to you.
You
Okay?
as
You-
the owner of
and
the
even your
sports
employees,
business. Oh.
and even your employees, and this is because it pushes you to think about tactics and the deadlines that I'm talking. When you look at it, you say,
Oh, like the timeline, the deadline.
when you see
You need
this,
to
you say,
deliver.
you need to
It
deliver.
push you.
You understand? So it actually pushes you. So I would say that every sportspreneur, should have a business plan, and on that business plan there is a section for operations plan. Yeah.
And it's very
It's
important.
very important because you spell out your business objectives there, you spell out your goals, spell out your procedures and timeline for delivery of all that you have lined up.
Okay, to wrap it up, Dr. Jobel, I would like your parting shots to be like a takeaway, to listeners at home. If you can finally add this to our discussion about some marketing strategies that sportpreneurs can utilize, can make use of. What these strategies you can suggest to the sportpreneurs are listening to us right now.
Thank you, Sports Prophet. For the sportspreneurs, I would like them to remember at all times these marketing strategy tactics. Okay, I would like them at every point in time they should be armed with them. Now, number one, brainstorming the sports business's message.
Okay.
There's what we call brand message. What is your brand? What is it talking about? How does it resonate?
To people out there.
To people out there. You're either your target or the existing. So how does it resonate with them? So that message you brainstorming. By maybe you sit down, you hypothetically you feel somebody is before you, and you are making, you are talking to the person, discussing about your brand promise. Okay. Now, number two, performing industry analysis. Like I talked of retail, I talked of service, I talked of
Technology.
manufacturing, technology, and what have you. So you perform your industry analysis to be armed with relevant information. Again, I would say that you have to keep up with the market trends. What goes on in the market? What are the snippets coming out of the market? What is exactly the feedback coming from the market? You need to be abreast with that. Then number four, you have to perform your competitive analysis. For you to vie with those people that are offering the same thing you are offering out there in the market, you must, perform your competitive intelligence. You must find a way, of sharing the market space with them. They can't just throw you out like that and you just chicken out. Okay. Now number six, I think. Selecting marketing channels. Which channel are the channels through which you can actually reach out to your targets or the existing ones? Most people, thank God we have the social media. A lot of people are reaching out to people through social media. Yeah. And lastly, in that order, I would say deciding on your product or service pricing. This is strategic. If you don't get it right, then you are failed. Even if you have a very good product that you're offering people. If you get your pricing wrong, then you're out of the market.
All right, thank you. I must say a big thank you to you, Dr. Jubela Daji, for coming once again and doing justice to sportspreneurship on Total Sports on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. Thank you for your time, Dr.
Thanks
Jubel.
for having me.
All right, well, KB Kenny Bamdil also joins me in the live studio for the second half of the show to make sense of all the sporting stories making rounds in the exciting world of sports. Kenny, it's good to have you. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me this
I think both of you should congratulate yourself. You meet each other in the final of the FA Cup after you defeated him in the final of the Carabao Cup.
I saw him outside, and I greeted him. Congratulations, and
you guys
we said to me again. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a cracker. As much as Chelsea would want revenge, Liverpool will also want to fight for it. Remember that Chelsea is the quadruple, and it's actually 100% possible.
Of course.
So if there's any team that can spoil that, is Chelsea, and we're at it.
All right.
Yeah. So thanks.
So someone is raising a hand, and I don't know if she's a Chelsea fan.
We're at it.
Someone is, saying Chelsea.
I told him when he thought he was mocking me out there before we came on. I told him. I said for doing that, Liverpool has, they have already lost. For doing that to me here,
all right,
in Nigeria.
I was just only greeting him
at IBR here. Liverpool has already lost.
I was just doing my job.
In Wembley.
All right. Well, we'll see how it pans out at the end of the day. Well, Kenny, a quick one has been a fantastic start to the playoffs of the National Basketball Association, the NBA, for JSW. It's 2-0 for them right now. Dictating the pace in their game against the Denver Nuggets. I think Nikola Jokic was caged, and I saw the other part of Nikola. I think Steph Curry had to step in, with what really happened. But I don't know, Kenny, your take. I saw your rant on Twitter.
As usual.
Yes. About Marcus Smart winning the Defensive Player of the Year award. You had issues with that.
Yeah, actually, Marcus Smart had a very good regular season.
You never gave him the chance.
Yeah, but I thought okay, now having Rudy Gobert in that short list, you feel Gobert, what he brings is different. It's a very good rim protector. He can also defend 3-point.
What of Marcus Smart?
It's also got the height.
What of Marcus Smart?
No,
don't you think he's a good rim protector also?
Yeah, Marcus Smart did so well, no doubt. But the truth is, we are talking about a basketball player who has gotten to a level of, it's hard to defeat him. It's hard to get past him because of his height, because of his experience. He won the last edition, right? So I feel Marcus Smart shouldn't have gotten the award for the Defensive Player of the Year, but it is what it is. It's the coach for Boston Celtics is our own man, which is Ime Udoka. So even if Ime Udoka won't make the coach of the list, coach of the season short list, at least one of his players.
But don't forget this Boston Celtics team. I think for me, really speaking, I think they are the best defensive team.
Yes. No. The truth is, Ime Udoka
and
did
that
something.
Gives credence to one of their players.
Yeah.
For a defensive franchise who have gone all the way, and gave them the chance from the regular season, from the embryonic stage of the season till it's full gear under Ime Udoka, and I think it's worth celebrating for Boston Celtics because Smart became the first guard to earn the honor since repeating in the 1995-1996 season. Smart is also the second player to win the award, with the Celtics joining Kevin Garnett, who won it in the 2007-2008 season.
He's putting his name in history books, and I feel it's very good for a team that started so badly.
That's right.
Dropping games. I think the first 12 games was very terrible, and it started from January when the coach, I think it was a dinner he had with all of the players rather, and since then things changed for Boston Celtics. On defense, on offense, they are very good. So I believe Ime Udoka is just like a Jurgen Klopp. That's what I see in him. Players that won't give you top-notch performance, he knows how to bring out the best in them, and that is exactly what Klopp is known for at Liverpool, and right from his time at Borussia Dortmund. So I feel like that is exactly what is done with Boston Celtics, and that team can't still qualify from
still
that
saying
round.
it.
I
You
think,
said that April 13th.
and I'm saying it
I still
again.
might have.
I'm saying it again. This sport
Against the
prophet.
Nets.
I'm saying it again. The Brooklyn Nets will make it through to the next round at the expense of Boston Celtics.
All right.
And for Golden State Warriors this morning,
Against Denver
yeah,
Nuggets.
big win for Golden State Warriors. I think everybody shouting Jordan Poole. It was the pool party this morning. Also, Steph rose up to the occasion. He dropped 34 points for them. And Nikola Jokic, my God, he was shot, caged. I mean, humbled.
I think that was the plan.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Stop Nikola.
But you know, it's hard to stop Nikola Jokic. It's hard. So I must say kudos to Golden State Warriors for really doing that. That was an Hackling task, and they did it so well. Nikola Jokic was, just playing like he's Dennis Schroeder through the game. So good one for Golden State Warriors, but this series is still wide open.
Okay, what about Joel Embiid? Powering the Philadelphia 76ers against Toronto Raptors is 2-0 in that series. You think all done and dusted, or the Raptors, can come back and just sneak it from behind?
Yeah, I think Raptors can't do nothing. Sixers through to the next round already. Joel Embiid, a center, winning the scoring award. I tells you about how he's improved on his game right now and how he's really helped the Philadelphia 76ers win games and so on. So I feel it just can't get better for Joel Embiid. I saw a post where someone was like, "Hey, if it's not Joel Embiid winning the MVP, there is nothing." So
Just
a lot
like
of
his
people,
coach, also pointed
yeah,
out.
his
I
coach
said,
also
"There,
pointed
you,
out.
you had the man.
Definitely, but I think it's still going to be very tight for Joel Embiid to get it. And there's
You
still
have some big guys
Nikola
out there. Nikola Jokic
and
also.
Giannis. So
Giannis
big ups to Joel.
I think you gave it to Nikola the last time I asked you.
Yes, I gave it to Nikola Jokic, and I'm still
You're
sticking.
still sticking with him, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's see how it pans out at the end of the day. But done and dusted for Marcus Smart of Boston Celtics, who have won the NBA Defensive Player of the Year. And surprisingly, Rudy Gobert, finished second in that one with Mikal Bridges, who finished, second. Right? Okay, Rudy Gobert finished third in that one. So I think, any surprise about that?
Yeah, I mean, surprised that Rudy Gobert didn't get the award. And well, Mikal Bridges. Oh my days! I think you also had a very good season. I feel like but maybe because Utah Jazz did not really record wins like that, and maybe some of the players did not really do well. Maybe Jordan Clarkson wasn't consistent, and Donovan Mitchell giving his best was not just enough, and all of that. Round of the reasons why Rudy Gobert couldn't get it, but at least it's good to see some new faces getting this one, and I hope Marcus Smart won't just do like a flash in the pan player. I hope he's going to repeat the same thing next season,
just like we saw Rudy Gobert.
Gobert,
Was consistent,
yes. And guys like Giannis.
Giannis too. That's right. And Giannis won defensive and offensive player. That's fantastic.
Yeah, Giannis,
phenomenal.
Michael Jordan. I think that is
those
part
are
of the players that have been able to win. Yeah,
I must say. Okay, before we run you through the draws for the African Cup of Nations qualifiers in Cote d'Ivoire next year, I would like to run you through the procedures. Of course, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be in Port 1 in that one. But a game was played yesterday, wrap up of match day 22 in the Nigerian Professional Football League, the NPFL. And I think in Rivers State, they must be dreaming right now that Stanley Guma will deliver the title to them. And of course, the governor here, some wiki down there in Rivers State. And let me talk to the sport doctor on this. It's been a fantastic season for the Pride of Rivers from the start of the season under the man they call the Arsene Wenger of Nigerian league football, Stanley Guma. And guess what? It was a big statement, a big win against Eyimba, the People's Elephants, by 2-0. Two first-half goals made the difference for the Pride of Rivers at the Adokie Amesimaka Stadium in the Garden City of Port Harcourt. And despite beating Finidi George's Eyimba by 2-0, Rivers United head coach Stanley Guma believes the title race is still open, despite seeing his side extend their lead at the top of the table to 4 points after a 2-0 winner over Eyimba. As it stands right now, it's 4 points between Rivers United and Fidelis Ilechiku's Plateau United. And hey, 4 points is a big difference in the Nigerian Professional Football League. Things slow and steady. The title is going to Port Harcourt.
My brother, I don't think Stanley, was making an overstatement. It wasn't a mind game. I'm telling you that 4 points is nothing to write home about. If he loses a game and he draws one, and Plateau United, wins 2 games, they take the lead. So our league system is very funny. somebody on number 4, on the number 4 on the table, you could just fall down to 14. It's very funny in Nigeria. From 4 to 14, it's possible, Now, they win against Enyimba. In fact, it was so sweet for the Port Harcourt people. But I tell you, it has done another damage to this man's career. Finidi George. It's another damage. It's a slight on.
It's not been a debut season for him.
It's not been so.
Enyimba placed in 9th position. So with
it's
32
not.
points.
It's not in the character of Enyimba. We don't know Enyimba to be down that down that line. Enyimba is not always there. That's not their regular place. But I want to talk about Stanley Egum. That man, is a phenomenon. The man has been proving a point at the local level here. If you ask me, I would say the man is the best tactician that we have in our local
According
league.
to you.
If you ask me. Because he has been doing the impossibles. When you feel, he will go down. He will just come, he will spring surprises and you see him up there. Especially when it comes to continental games. So I think the man is worth the encomiums and the applause that he's getting.
Okay, well, Rivers United placed in 1st position with 52 points. Second is Plateau United, the team from Jos, in 48 points. 4 points, between them and Rivers United. Rangers in 3rd, 38 points. Remo Stars are in 4th, 37 points. Kwara United, the Afoja Warriors in 5th position, 36 points. Well, the bottom 4, Lobby Stars, MFM, Katsina United and Atlant, all swimming in the relegation waters. Our own darling Shooting Stars are in 11th position with 30 points. And the next game, match day 24, looking at Plateau United, Rivers United. Plateau United will be away at Atlant, the Nazi Millionaires, who are 20th on the table. So possibly they should be able to get something positive from that game. While Rivers United will be up against Sunshine Stars of Akure. Well, interesting times coming from the Nigerian Professional Football League. Our own Shooting Stars will be far away to play against Katsina United. Let's run through the draws for the next year's edition of the African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. And of course in Portuan, we have Senegal, Morocco, Nigeria, Egypt, Tunisia, Cameroon. We've also got Algeria, Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, host nation Burkina Faso. There's Ghana and of course our Democratic Republic of Congo. In Port 2, we have South Africa, Cape Verde, Guinea, Gabon, Benin Republic, Uganda, Zambia, the Chipolo Polo. We've got Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Madagascar, Kenya, and of course Sierra Leone. In Port 3, it's Auziza, Namibia, Mauritania, Guinea-Bissau, Niger Republic, Libya, Mozambique, Malawi, Togo, Zimbabwe, the Gambia, Angola, and Comoros Island. While in Port 4, we've got the likes of Tanzania, Central African Republic, Sudan, Rwanda, Burundi, Ethiopia, Eswatini, Lesotho, Botswana, Liberia, South Sudan, and of course Sao Tome and Principe. And of course the draws will be held this evening to be conducted by the CAF Director of Communication, Samson Adamu, and assisted by African football legend, remember him, Lucas Radebe of South Africa, and Ivorian Solomon Kalu. The first ball will be drawn from Port 4 and we go to position A4. The qualifiers will start in June 2020. So, Kenny, the qualification round starts in June. And of course, the big one will be that those two friendly games, the entry of Mexico and of course against the Ecuadorian national team. Even as we expect the new coach to be announced by the Nigerian Football Federation. And most of the ex-international have been pointing to next year's African Cup of Nations for the Super Eagles, to try to bring smiles into the faces of Nigerians, soccer-loving Nigerians, after the disappointment of not qualifying for the FIFA World Cup later this year in Qatar.
Yeah, I think this is what we should direct all our energy to find. We're not going to the World Cup, but right now we have to prepare for the Nations Cup. It's just, the truth that we just have to take right now. And I saw the appointment last week and I just shook my head, come on. I think no lessons have been learned from the previous cases, when you have Salisu Yusuf back again as the Super Eagles team B coach, it's so laughable, so laughable. And I feel there's nothing like overhaul. If you are saying, okay, you want to dissolve the technical committee and you're bringing back some familiar faces, so there's no point. Well, I hope it's not going us retrogressing to where we actually came from, but is important. We look forward to the African Cup of Nations right now. We're here to get the new coach for Nigeria. We have seen short list of coaches like former Netherlands man Koku. Is in the list. There is also Ernesto Valverde, former FC Barcelona coach.
Can we afford those coaches?
I think I find it so funny seeing the list. We are not seeing coaches like Paul Higuain, gonna raw-esque kind of coaches. So I feel like maybe
Velvet was not approached. He's the one that he expressed interest.
So I feel if we can get Ernesto Valverde, it's gonna be nice. At least having the tag of former FC Barcelona coach, being the coach of Super Eagles, man, that's going to be so nice. So
nice what?
Yeah, because his experience and the clubs is actually a coach too. You have to look at that. So I feel
Maybe
like
we'll get your club.
Yeah, that's not possible because I don't think your country can afford to pay your club right now.
Your country,
Nigeria.
Okay, we just wait for that draws. Trust us, by tomorrow we'll bring you a breakdown of the draws for the last qualification round for the African Cup of Nations. Before we place our focus on that game between the Red Devils United and of course the Reds Liverpool. Because it's a big one for Liverpool. A win for them takes them to the summit of the English Premier League pending City's game tomorrow. And for United, also looking to finish in top 4. But United without Cristiano Ronaldo, the hat-trick hero, in their last game against Norwich City, I don't know where the goals will come from. And most United fans are just begging Liverpool, don't give us basket of goals. But this is football. Anything, can happen at the end of the day. But let's quickly review some games played yesterday, especially in the Italian Serie A. And I think, Dr. Jubel also followed Napoli and their tag of perennial butlers. This team just, deceive us with some good start to the season. But when, push comes to shove, when it comes to the business end of the season, they fizzle out, and they showed that yesterday at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium, the Patanopio, against Gialla Rossi, AS Roma. Napoli fumbled yet again after taking the lead to Lorenzo Insigne's penalty. But they conspired to play out a 1-1 draw at the end of the day, courtesy of El Shaarawy, who broke the heart of the Naples fans.
Now, the person he played with. He played against yesterday.
Jose Mourinho,
the special one.
What's special about him?
He ever remains special. No, is he not winning games?
How many games has he won?
I laugh. He has a goal machine in Tammy Abraham.
How do you feel as a Chelsea fan seeing Tammy Abraham in AS Roma and Bolingoli?
He was surplus to requirement at the time. He was surplus to requirement at the time, and good enough. There is a buyback clause that is there, which we are looking at. That
so you want to bring him back
by June. We will start discussing his way back to Chelsea.
Okay, I see.
So Lukaku is going out. So we don't need Lukaku. We thought he was overrated.
Really?
Yes, he was
the Chelsea
overrated.
fans are singing new songs.
Yes, he was overrated. He was, he's not the kind of player that Chelsea is there's this winning mentality in Chelsea. There is no season Chelsea does not win a title. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. So we don't need a player that will drag us back. Now, coming to that game,
Napoli right now they are placed in third position.
Napoli, see, I'm telling you that even in England, the
4 points behind,
disappointments
4
like
points
that,
behind AC Milan, 2 points behind Inter Milan, and Inter Milan still have a game in hand.
Disappointments like that are bound everywhere. You understand? Napoli was not overrated, but I'm telling you that events are swallowing them up. As game by game, they are facing different oppositions, and the coaches are, they are becoming schemers. What you thought maybe you were going to meet before a game, when you get into that place, it becomes a different kettle of fish. Now, Roma was a handful for them at home. It was not easy for them. They were going to run away with 1 goal lead. You understand? But their heart was broken, along the line. Now, in England, at the start of every season, Arsenal will sit on top of the league table. You get, but you begin to see
Why
Arsenal.
bring Arsenal to this
No,
discussion?
I say it abounds everywhere in all leagues.
So you must use Arsenal as example.
Arsenal and Man U,
This is not banter. This is
Yeah,
not
it's
banter.
not-
The sports
I'm
maestro
telling-
just
I'm telling you
smiling.
the real thing. It's the real thing I'm telling you. That's the situation in England.
And that's the situation that police find themselves.
It's even the situation in Nigeria now. Why will Enyimba be down there? You get, so it abounds everywhere.
Okay, all right. It abounds everywhere. But you can also join the conversation. Let me open the phone lines right now for listeners to join the conversation about, Napoli. It seems we don't need to take them serious. And of course, your expectation for Liverpool against United. Can United, throw spanner into the works of Liverpool and, be that team that will put a dent to their quadruple push this season across all competitions? You can call us on 091-6104-7698, 091-6104-7698, 081-105-26487, 081-105-26487, or 0902-280-9257, 0902-280-9257. And send your WhatsApp or text messages to 070-6093-2899, 070-6093-2899. So to sport on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. I've got this message from John Paul Azuka from Passion. And it says, good afternoon, sports crew. Kudos to Dr. Jobel. I look forward to his lecture every Tuesday. More grace to carry on, sir. Liverpool versus Manchester United today will be a cracker, though I expect Liverpool to carry the day. Up Liverpool, up IBR. John Paul Azuka from Passion. John Paul Azuka, thank you for sending in your message right now. But, I think we should move straight to that game. Kenny, starting with you. Liverpool up against Manchester United. And the Liverpool coach says he's aware that United will go all the way full throttle against them, but he has scored on his team to take this game important, and he has tagged it the 3 points that is most precious to their life in their push to take City all the way. Two teams contrasting fortunes. Liverpool fighting for the title, United trying to sneak into the top four. On current form, I think this should be a whitewash for the Red Devils.
Well, I don't think current form works in games like this. It's going to be so difficult for Liverpool. That's the truth, because United are aware that now they are playing against their bitter rivals, and they want to like go for it. They want to go for good. I can see Maestro looking at me thinking, I'm actually serious. I'm serious. I think United.
No, he's making a point.
Yeah, that's the
Liverpool Manchester United.
Now the first leg ended 5-0 in favor of Liverpool. United don't want that to happen again. No Ronaldo, no problem. I believe United will.
So where would you go?
We're going to see a different Manchester United this
But
evening.
can't they use Greenwood?
That is one thing for sure.
I heard he has joined them in training.
So I think
Liverpool
coming from the City game, playing the Champions League before the City game now against United, I think they'll be somehow overwhelmed, and I don't think it's gonna be easy for Liverpool, truth be told. And this is the kind of game that you want them to win, because the race for the title is hotting up right now. So maybe if not a draw, then it's a narrow win for Liverpool.
Okay, let's talk about Liverpool's quest for the quadruple. I'll be talking to the sport doctor about this. For drivers, when you're in the driving seat,
yes,
there's pressure on you,
yes,
and Liverpool is in the driving seat right now. Just like the coach club said, that is a lot of pressure on the team for the quadruple, which has not been achieved. And I'll be asking you, after listening to Jurgen Klopp, if this quadruple push, can just be big pressure, on the shoulders of the Liverpool Football Club and the players. Jurgen Klopp on the show.
The story is easy to tell. It's like if we don't win a football game anymore, and we have still a great season until now, but nobody would remember that for long, or maybe for the wrong reasons. And so, no, honestly, we don't think about it. We don't think about greatness or whatever, or immortality. We just think about Man United, which is actually a tough task. It's enough for us to think about, and so that's all what we can do, and that's what we did so far, as boring as it might be. But where dreaming is really not very helpful when you're in the driving seat. But for all the people around, absolutely allowed, and we would never calm them down or whatever. Why should we? How we said, we spoke about it. It's good to be a red in a moment, really good, and yeah, why shouldn't people enjoy that?
Right, welcome back. Straight to Sport on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. It's a home stretch on the show. Still, the lines are still open right now. 091-6104-7698, 081-105-26487, or 0902-2809-257. Okay, you listen to Jurgen Klopp down there, the sport doctor. You think the guys, are experienced enough to achieve this? Because if they could achieve this, that means they've put their name in the sands of time.
The truth is that those guys are fantastic. They have a good crop of players. The guy has been able to assemble, let me say, the best of players in the land. Okay, over the years, he's been there for, I think, 4 or 5 years. You see, so it's not like a coach 6 years. It's not like a coach that just came and is just 15 months on the job, who has never bought players, and you want to compare somebody who has been there for 6 years with somebody who just came in. So I don't see anything spectacular about Klopp. I see that he has been able to, if you, Isaiah Prophet,
yes, sir,
if you take over Liverpool today, you will beat Man U today. If you are the one to be in the dugout,
that's how bad United is.
If you are the one to be in the dugout,
if
you are going to be in the dugout for Liverpool today, you will still score 5 goals.
I won't allow that.
I'm telling you that coach Klopp has nothing spectacular.
Really?
He has been able, over time, has been able to assemble.
I think you're just 18.
How many
on
players
Klopp.
did Tuchel bring? He brought just what's his name, Lukaku, who has been fired.
This is
all the players he met on ground. He has been able to transform
not a battle
them
between Tuchel and
into
Klopp.
World Cup winning team, Champions League winning team within 6 months, or 5 months of his stay. You understand? So when you talk of quality coaches, I'm not giving credit to your coach. I'm giving credit to the players he has
giving credit to
assembled.
your own coach.
Of course.
No,
In 15 months, he has played
the truth is,
he will play six finals.
I actually don't
In
understand.
15
I don't
months,
understand
6 finals.
the sport doctor
That's a
right now.
quality coach.
How can you say Klopp is not a
Man,
good
that's an elite
coach?
manager.
I think
For all that I care.
Please don't say it outside.
A
You
don't have
discussion
a coach.
for another day. But Mrs. T, your message is here. Says Man United is not a team. I hope the strikerless City is buying strikers. Let Liverpool brag. Mrs. T, let me just inform you also that Man City are looking to get Erling Brot Haaland. According to report this afternoon, they've agreed personal terms.
Yes.
Haaland in that City squad. And I think we'll treat this by tomorrow. If you are left with Harry Kane and Brot Haaland, who will you go for? From what we are having right now. But we've got a game Inter Milan also up against AC Milan in the Coppa Italia. We need to go right now because time is fast spent on the show. But games to expect tonight: 8 p.m. Liverpool, Man United at Anfield in the Spanish La Liga. Santander by 6 p.m. Mallorca will welcome Deportivo Alaves by 8 p.m. Real Betis will stay at the Benedito Villamarin and welcome Elche. 8:30 p.m. is Villarreal at the Estadio de la Ceramica to welcome Valencia. At the Coppa Italia in Milan, Inter Milan up against AC Milan. The German Derby Pokal is Hamburger against Freiburg. We need to go right now. Thank you guys for coming on the show. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Dr. Jubel. And of course, Samson the Motor Show was also part of us here in the live studio. Well, calls just coming in, but we need to go. And of course, we've got guys from the Impact School of Broadcasting and Communication observing us here in the live studio of Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. Big thanks to my guy here talking about DJ Scotty, and of course Odushola Ajo from the Facebook segment. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition of the show. My name is Isaiah Akirem signing out.
for the very best in qualitative and informative news with educative program on the go. Tune in to Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. Impact Business